at this time in Toonami's life, this was 2020, and this was when we were getting that content drought. So, but I mean, we did get a few shows. So first up, I mean, not first. Next up.
Do you remember anything else, like the suspect's outfit or height?
The victim of this violent assault has been identified as Miss Tsukiko Sagi, the creator of the popular character Moromi.
He was short, 5th or 6th grade, maybe.
I heard he wore short pants and a baseball cap.
I heard that he smiles when he swings down the bat.
Residents in the area are now even more terrified.
People around here seem to be talking about some little slugger with a baseball bat, but I don't believe a word of it.
Time to go to school.
There are many times that I feel like I don't know where I am.
Who the hell are you? I am no one. Did you know you're utterly despised by your co-workers?
Perhaps you're the one who really seems to need a doctor.
I'll never let you go!
No, it's not true! Somebody stop me! Shut up!
Don't worry, it's not your fault.
Satoshi Kon's classic Paranoia Agent premieres next Saturday at 1. Only Toonami on Adult Swim.
Paranoia Agent, which was a carryover, which this aired on Adult Swim Action, right?
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So I remember enjoying it. I just like, I'm not the biggest horror guy, but I mean, like this wasn't that crazy. I mean, like I watched alongside it. It was just like I found it more weird than scary in some places. How do y'all feel on Paranoia Agent?
It's not supposed to be scary.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
it's very heavy.
I mean, like I don't know. I haven't seen it since it aired.
It's very cerebral,
it's more
but
psychological thriller type thing than like
Yeah.
a horror.
I think for me, this show is a little personal because this came out because Funimation announced their relicense of it, which was a big moment for anime fans because the show had been unlicensed for years.
Adult Swim could not wait to play this thing again.
Yeah, but it also came. I think it came to Funimation now during the lockdown, and I think I really needed to watch that show during that time to distract myself from everything happening.
What a perfect show to watch during lockdown.
Yeah, it's funny because like I remember the first time it aired, I actually didn't really like it. I don't know if it just didn't click for me at the time, but yeah, during its first run, I was like, I don't really get the hype over it, and I sat down and watched it again, maybe around 2014 or so, and that changed my perspective on it a lot. So when it came back to the block, I watched it again and definitely enjoyed it a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I'll say that honestly because like I'm having a hard time trying to form an opinion on it, but that's also because I haven't seen it since it aired, so like I couldn't really tell you exactly. But yeah, this was also like during the lockdown periods. Where would y'all rank it then?
A?
A?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would go A.
Would you put it in high, low?
Blue is my favorite Satoshi Kon work. I have not seen Paprika, so I don't know about that one. So, but I love Paranoia Agent.
So
yeah, considering it's really, I mean, it's yeah, granted he did the JoJo OVA, but like it's really his only true TV series.
Mm-hmm.
So it's it's a little unique in that regard because it kind of let him stretch his legs compared to working on a movie. Yeah, I guess where?
Would you put it high, low, somewhere in the middle?
I would put it high.
Yeah.
Maybe right after Symbionic Titan?
Ooh, like all the way at the top?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
It's like really close to being S tier.
All right.
Yeah.
Next up.
Supreme Ruler created the ultimate game to ensure there were no more wars, especially those suck-ass rad wars.
They weren't rad, they were bad.
Thanks to the game, we can all live forever in peace. Unless you're one of those poor suckers who die in the arena.
I'm gonna knock that balls in the dirt.
But even they'll be okay in the end. Especially those ultimate losers, the Leptons.
If you put as much effort into practicing as you do goofing off, we might actually have a chance out there.
Not even a great player like Daz Diggsy could teach them the meaning of teamwork and save the universe. And learn all sorts of lessons along the way.
Ow.
They don't look so tough.
Are you kidding me? They look incredibly tough, and we haven't slept for like 72 hours. You ding-dongs are hopeless. I'm hitting the ball.
Straight from the balls of Christy Caracas comes
Ball Master.
Ooh, Master. Premiering Sunday, April 8th at midnight.
You gotta give the people what they want. People want balls. Ouch!
If you put as much effort into practicing as you do goofing off, we might actually have a chance out there.
That's a joke, right?
A sign that we were desperate for content because JoJo had to be pulled because the lockdown made the dub harder, like made it hard for the dub to be recorded, so they needed to take time off. There was nothing else, so we got Ball Masters 9009, which was just an Adult Swim show that they put on Toonami to fill the time, and and the creator is an anime fan, so there's a lot of anime references. How do y'all feel on Ball Masters? I'm okay with it.
Ball Masters is fantastic. Put it right next to Pop Team Epic.
Yeah. That's the perfect spot for it.
I mean, like, I enjoyed it a lot. It's just a shame that I never really finished. And then they aired that special, which the creator was hoping the special...
just kind of from there, but whatever.
That special was not nearly as good as the show.
The creator was
so
hoping
it went really hard on
season.
the anime references. He went really hard on those.
Did that special premiere on Tunami?
Yeah,
it did.
Okay.
All right. So now we're on our final row. We're almost there. Home stretch.
Oh, no, wait. I think it premiered on like a Monday, and then they encored it on Tunami.
Yeah, that's what I thought, yeah.
I remember it was like My Hero, then they played that, and then the Justice League movie. But anyway, we're finally in the home stretch, final row. So Ball Masters never aired its final 2 episodes because we had this show to come in.
You're looking at a being so powerful he can obliterate over half the moon in seconds. So fast, he's been clocked at Mach 20. A world where he's allowed to live is a world waiting to be destroyed.
Flying super cephalopod bent on world destruction? Check. Impossible target? Check. But he might be the best damn teacher any of us has ever had.
Assassination Classroom. Premiering next Saturday night at 1 a.m. Only Toonami on Adult Swim. The students in 3E are still gunning for Koro-sensei.
You would be wise to stay together.
But this semester, they're not the only killers in class.
Now then, Koro-sensei, let your final death match begin.
Assassination Classroom, Season 2, premieres next Saturday at 12:30.
Be not afraid. Fear not the name of the Reaper.
Only Toonami on Adult Swim.
Assassination Classroom, which perfect thing to air during the lockdown because like Funimation has like a lot of shows that they've dubbed and never aired on Toonami, so that you easily could have had some stuff there. But and I remember Assassination Classroom was like one that a lot of people wanted. I remember Steve mainly wanted it, so when this was announced, he got all insane about it. And I like Assassination Classroom a lot, like, and the whole theme about it and everything. How do you all feel on it?
Yeah, it's a good show.
I couldn't get into it.
I'm glad Tunami eventually played it, and the audience resonated with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I like Sonny Strait as Koro-sensei.
He's so good.
He is, and like
incredible.
Yeah, then his backstory, like how he even became a freaking tentacle monster, it's weird. And then, I don't know. And then like the last season was just kind of weird because the last section, because like out of nowhere, like the one assassin guy, who was also like his student, all of a sudden gets tentacle powers now. And but I mean, the last two episodes were genuinely sad though when they actually like put him out, and then they're dealing with the aftermath of it. Uh, but yeah, great show. Where would you all put Assassination Classroom?
Top of B?
Top of B? Above Bleach?
Yeah.
I could reason for it being a low A, but how does everybody else feel?
Yeah, no, I could go with high B.
I'll go. Yeah.
All right. Next up.
They say what you do in life.
My name is Makasu. I died recently.
Is reflected in the afterlife.
I embrace the cold arms of death.
And Makasu has really up.
This guy makes me want to myself and play dead.
Now, his only hope is to reset the entire universe.
We keep hurting ourselves.
Ow!
But how can he when it's game over?
The time has come to answer for your mortal crimes, Makasu!
What's the point when there's no more points?
A lime fell on my head. Ow, another one. Oh, I can create music that will soothe the soul.
All the music.
Can you go beat your drum off somewhere else, sir?
All the madness.
Oh my god!
Catch the Season 2 premiere of Gemusetu, Death Beats, November 7th at 2 a.m.
Oh, wow.
This time, it's not about tennis.
Keith, could you come please join me in the potty? Bathroom, please?
Only Toonami on Adult Swim.
Another show that was just going to be Adult Swim, but it was moved to Toonami.
This did premiere on Tunami, except the final episode.
Yeah, well, no, they did, didn't they? I remember they.
No, the final episode got delayed because they were playing the Wonder Woman movie.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So it actually premiered on Sunday that week instead of encoring.
But anyway, Game of Setsu.
This show's a fever dream.
Yep. Game of Setsu Death Beats, the sequel to Game of Setsu Machu Picchu, which played on April Fools. I was just like a lot of the time was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like that was literally my thought process throughout the entire thing.
That is the correct thought process. It was a deeply bizarre show.
Had a couple anime references in there, so you could make the argument it was for Toonami.
Yeah, sure.
So, I mean, like, how did you all feel about it when it came out, and like, how did you all feel about it even being on Toonami?
I enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, same.
A fun show. Just I don't know about it being on Toonami. Kind of
like an odd choice.
It's a very oddball choice.
I mean, it was 2020.
I'd say it was I'd say the second coming of Hamtaro if it weren't for Pop Team Epic already doing that. And
so
Ballmasters too.
So where would y'all rank Game of Setsu Death Beats?
B? Maybe B?
B?
Yeah, B. B's fine. How about next to Hamtaro?
Next to Hamtaro.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, next up. Now, technically, if we're talking about air order, this did come first because it had a marathon before it eventually did get added to Toonami in a traditional run. Gendy Tartakovsky's Primal, which, yeah, y'all want to see season 2, episode 1 for the 20th time in a row? Isn't that fun, guys? Isn't that fun, guys? You want to see the Sea of
Yeah.
Despair for the 20th time in a row?
I'm just like so confused. They could have reran all 3 seasons of Fooly Cooley, but whatever. I'm just talking about the show itself. Primal is amazing. It's probably peak Gendy Tartakovsky.
The show is great. It is just when they decided to rerun season 2 for almost an entire year before we finally got something else. But I had a lot of fun with Primal. Like the first season where it was just Spear and Fang in like this episodic adventure of them like just going around, and then season 2 kind of becoming a little more serialized with them trying to save Mira, I think is her name.
Yeah.
And I had fun on both of them. I liked season 1 more, if I'm being honest.
I like both equally. I just don't think there's anybody else in the Western animation industry that can do what Gendy Tartakovsky can do. And I really love Primal. It's easily like top tier, like better than Samurai Jack.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So how do y'all feel on that? Do you think it's S tier above Samurai Jack, or?
I think I enjoy Samurai Jack a little bit better, but that's also colored by the fact that there was all that wait to finally get the final season, and so like, it's one of those like I've spent more time with Samurai Jack, so like it's easier to say I like that one better. But I mean, Primal is fantastic. I mean, I definitely agree. Like there's nobody in the Western industry that's willing to take the kind of chances and do the kind of stuff that Gendy does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, would you say maybe S tier next to Samurai Jack, below it?
I'd go below it myself. I mean, I can see Sam's position on putting it above Jack.
The thing
like
I put it above with is that it's Gendy's first true Adult Swim series. I know Samurai Jack season 5, and he did work on Korgoth, but this is like him fully like breaking away from like making something kiddie to making something truly really adult.
Yeah, that's true.
I know he worked on like the priest animated sequence in the movie and all that stuff, but this is like him flexing a lot and just saying, okay, how about I make a series where there's no dialogue at all?
Right.
And it's all done through this visual team. And it's just done masterfully. And it's the cinematography, the storyboarding, the animation, all excellent. Wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, I could put it above Jack then.
Yeah.
All right, next is Samurai Jack on the S tier, above it. So, next up.
Utah Hibiki can't remember his name, who his friends are, or where he lives.
I can't remember anything.
But he can see kaiju before others can. So when an old computer tells him to fight,
Utah, there is danger closing in on this world.
he fights.
This kaiju has to be stopped!
From Studio Trigger, Toonami is proud to present SSSS Gridman, premiering January 16th at 2:30. Only Toonami on Adult Swim.
This was like one of the new shows that we haven't had in a while, like because we haven't had a new show in a while, and one of our squad members, Andre, it's his favorite show ever. SSSS Gridman. So this is another case of I didn't appreciate it until watching later material, because not to get ahead of myself, but like there's SSSS Gridman, then the show after it, SSSS Dynazenon, which is like a different universe. But then there's a movie which crosses the two shows over, and it acts more of like a sequel to Gridman, because Gridman kind of like ends with some loose threads, and that movie in like such a great way kind of gives Gridman the closure it needed. But yet again, I'm also talking about things that didn't air on Toonami. If we're talking about what did air on Toonami, SSSX Gridman alone. I like the series a lot. I just got really confused near the end when like all of a sudden Akane is a god. The world that they're in isn't real, and like turns out that was not Yuta the whole time. That was Gridman giving, and that was Gridman like as the character and not Yuta. Um, but if we're talking the action with the kaiju and the monsters, like that was so good. Like I know it's supposed to be like referential to those old tokusatsu shows, Ultraman and all that. Um,
Well, it's
but you know,
literally based on
well, yeah,
Gridman, the Hyper Agent.
yeah. So yet again, I'm not knowledgeable in this stuff, but you know, I had a lot of fun with this, and it gave us Rika, and that's all I care about. Uh, but I mean, the
and
show.
Akane.
Yeah, well, actually, so like one thing I want to bring up is that like, oh my god, one of our members of Toonami Squad, Andre, he was the one that was tweeting the show when it was airing, and his tweets are literally the best tweets he's ever produced because the entire time he's just simping for Akane to the point that he pretty much says, "All right, the Church of Akane is here. Where are my fellow worshippers? Let's all stand and give praise to our wonderful goddess Akane." And it was, oh my god, it's just so fun, so great. I enjoyed Gridman a lot, but in the end of it, I felt like there was stuff that you know, was just left hanging, which I wanted resolution for, which we did get that resolution in a movie that still has yet to even be released internationally. Like that movie's been out in Japan for over a year and it still has not seen a worldwide release. But yet again, talking about this show only, I would personally put it in A tier. How do you all feel about that?
A tier's fine.
A tier, yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. You know, personally, as you know, somebody who grew up with like the early era Power Rangers and then all the stuff that tried to replicate the success. The fact that this anime went out of its way to reference stuff from Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad, which is that's where the SSSS part comes from in the name.
Yeah,
like it actually references the American adaptation of the show, of the original Gridman show. Like, you just don't see that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, there are times where Super Sentai and stuff like that will make little references to Power Rangers and stuff, but to see like a major anime production like this that's not only referencing the original Toku but the American adaptation is just so rare.
So would you say high A, middle, low? I'd probably put it maybe above Sailor Moon, below Kill Kill. Or maybe...
Yeah, I'd probably go around there.
And next up.
10 years have passed since a deadly forest fire separated young sisters Toa and Setsuna. Reunited, the half-demon twins, along with Inuyasha's daughter Miroha, have all taken up the family business.
If it's just you, then it's fine. But if you're gonna screw up and get yourself killed, try not to drag us down with you.
When the past and the future collide, there's gonna be some real hell to pay.
You can't escape!
Demons beware.
I might as well take you out! Scourge of Swallows! Setsuna! I'll save you!
Yashahime, Princess Half-Demon, premieres next Saturday at 1 a.m. Ladies first.
Don't make me laugh.
Only Toonami on Adult Swim.
Damn you!
Setsuna has fallen. Now it's up to Miroha and Toa to continue the fight.
Hope you're ready. I'll be taking your demon energy. You're going to die here.
Yashahime, Princess Half-Demon, returns next Saturday night at 12:30. Hell hath no fury. Only Toonami on Adult Swim.
Another sequel show dealing with the child of a famous protagonist who unfortunately does not live up to their parents' name. Yashahime, Princess Half Demon, sequel to Inuyasha, and the only Inuyasha series I've seen. I apologize.
This one exists.
I think that's the best way to describe this.
Yeah.
This one, I unfortunately I think has to go in D tier because this is where like the Inuyasha final act, like that one got low C because the complaint was mainly the pacing, not necessarily the story itself and the resolution. So like that one was strong enough that it earned its C tier ranking. This, on the other hand, like it doesn't have any of the benefits that got it into its C tier. So I can't see ranking it above that.
I just remember it was like all over the place. Like, oh, now they got to travel back to feudal Japan, and oh, like now they got to save their mother, and they just go off doing a bunch of missions, and like all of a sudden they're just living in feudal Japan now. Like, okay, I thought we had a goal here. It's like I
don't care what anybody says. The whole Sashomaru and Rin thing is just fucking gross. Like, I'm sorry, there is no justification for that in any universe.
I forgot about that.
Nope.
So I guess
I feel like the show was more interesting when they were in modern times.
Yeah.
And then they went back to the feudal era, and it was like, whatever. Morohan was fun.
Yeah.
The other two, not so much.
Yeah.
It's pretty meh.
Mid.
It's worse than mid.
Yasha mid.
Nice.
So where would y'all put it on the D tier?
I do think it's better than Final Act.
Ooh.
See, I don't know. I just don't see that.
Would you want to give it? You want to give it a high D? Like above Gundam Unicorn, or
no?
Yeah, I'd probably put it above Unicorn.
Really?
Only because, like I said, I just don't like the pacing of the TV cut of Unicorn. It's just it's so janky.
Fair enough. All right, do it.
All right, top D it is. Next up.
We are proud to announce, in partnership with our friends at Crunchyroll,
Fina, Pirate Princess, an adventure tale set in an amazing 18th century European island world with danger and excitement at every turn.
Check out a work-in-progress look at this new show.
Pretty soon, men from all over the continent will flock to see you. I don't care.
Today marks 10 years to the day. 10 years since I washed ashore on this island.
No matter what, just stay alive and I'll find you!
Fina,
Let's go.
I can't do this. I refuse to just let some man I've never met have his way with me.
Quit wasting my time.
I'd rather die than go through with it!
We're here to rescue you. Let us escape. The ship is standing by.
No matter the cost, we must see your father's dying wish come to fruition.
My father?
Your father entrusted this to Yukimaru. Please protect it with your life. Those were Franz's last words. And as for the mystery shrouding this stone he left with us, only you can unlock the answer. Before you is the island's most capable and formidable fighting force, each a mighty warrior in their own right. And in addition, I shall be providing you the use of a ship.
My father. In his name, I swear, I will pick up where he left off.
Good luck, Fina Hauptmann. Fina, Pirate Princess. Season 1 premieres August 14th at midnight. Everyone, are we clear?
Aye.
Only Toonami from Adult Swim and Crunchyroll.
One of our first Toonami originals of the Adult Swim era, and one that got written off, Fina, Pirate Princess. I remember.
This one's so painful.
I remember.
So painful, so much potential.
I remember liking it at the start, and then it just went Evangelion stupid in the end.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what the heck was going on in the end. And we'll never see a second season anyway because it was written off.
Mm-hmm.
But yet again, that's keeping with the trend of Toonami originals.
I think for me, I've only seen like the first 3 episodes, and I haven't watched past that, so I'm very lost with Fina.
The ending, it goes fucking stupid.
I've heard that multiple times. The ending is bad.
So, do you all feel this deserves a C or a D?
It's a C.
Yeah, C.
Yeah.
How about After Akami?
After Akami? I mean, it's just because like this was like one of the first few Toonami originals we've started to see, and it's just like, man, like Toonami. This was one of the first shows where it really started to show the track record with these originals. But next up.
Cosmo Samurai, a 4-part non-canonical Toonami event starting next Saturday at midnight. Only Toonami.
We have another Total Immersion event, but this time a non-canon Total Immersion event. And it was super fun, and I enjoyed it a lot. Cosmo Samurai, which is literally Toonami brand anime.
Almost like they got just like the same people who worked on those Rick and Morty shorts and like, have at it, do something with these characters.
I like the first one a lot. The second one not so much, but we'll get there. To me, it's just like it's like stupid fun. Like it's not taken seriously. He needs to save Sarah. That's it. So like a bunch of space samurai give Tom like a samurai makeover, and that's literally it. And that's all I need. How do y'all feel about it?
I mean, it was fun. It was nice to see them do something that just didn't necessarily need to like fit into the Toonami canon and could just be a thing to have fun.
Yeah.
So it was nice for that. I mean, it was all right.
Put it after Voltron.
After Voltron? What did we put Voltron again?
Voltron is low B.
Low B. So, yep. Oh, you're almost there.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep, right there. Yep.
Yep. Oh, next up.
Everything intended. will happen.
This little light I found. Take it in, breathe it out.
Where am I?
A little drum that's beating loud.
Don't forget me.
In my chest I hear the sound.
You lost?
Leave me alone!
I can feel.
How did I do these things?
I can feel.
If I were you, I'd walk away from this whole thing.
I can't do that.
I can feel you now.
There are ways you have to do things if you want them to happen.
Need to borrow this.
I can hear the sound. I can hear the sound.
Freeze!
You're the voice inside me. Higher, taking me higher, taking me higher. I can feel.
Have we met?
Maybe.
I want every available officer mobilized, hunt down, eliminate Black Lotus.
I can hear the sound. I can hear the sound now. You're the voice inside my mind. You're taking me higher, taking me higher. I can feel.
Blade Runner Black Lotus, coming this fall. Only on Adult Swim and Crunchyroll.
Another Toonami original that Blade Runner Black Lotus.
What an ending.
If I had to rank this based on how many times we had to watch like the first 5 episodes, it would be a hard F. But I can't actually, I can't degrade the show on that alone. Like scheduling decisions don't reflect the quality of the show necessarily.
It's like the same.
With the marathon, you're going to be watching a recap episode.
Oh, no, it's funny because Sam here didn't watch it when it was airing. He saw it on Max, and
I had it on Max, and it was still there. And
because you okay. First episode drops fine, and they did that whole Black Friday, this one-time Friday edition of Toonami, which wasn't even Toonami. It was just another Adult Swim night where they were gonna play the 2099 short, and then 2022. That's what it was, 2022 short, and then the 2049 movie, followed by the first 3 episodes. And so that was marathon 1, and then they did another marathon of of episode 5, then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 again after that, and then another marathon in Christmas time again, and then after all that, when we came back from Christmas and New Year's, the first episode we get is a recap episode after we've seen episode 1 like 5 times. The show sucked, and it didn't even look great too. Like the aesthetics and the environment looked great, but everyone looks like a Barbie doll.
The texture work of the world itself and the lighting and everything, fucking phenomenal. Just great stuff. I didn't like the character designs in it. I didn't really care for the animation.
Fight choreography was pretty good.
Everyone looks like a Barbie doll.
Yeah.
It
kind of worked for some characters, but mostly no.
Should
have gone with 2D.
And then in the same time, we had Black Lotus. The Cyberpunk Edge Runner show came out too, and I was watching it, and I'm like, why couldn't we get Black Lotus like this? Sorry to cut you off, Sam.
No, I was hopeful that the Blade Runner anime would kind of make me interested in the Blade Runner franchise. I did the exact opposite. I'm like, I don't want to fucking touch this fucking franchise with a 10-foot pole. No thanks.
Which is a shame because the original movie and the sequel movie are actually really good.
Yes, absolutely.
After watching
Agreed.
Lotus, I'm so disinterested.
So, will we put this in D tier, I'm assuming? Or C?
Yeah, D. D.
Yeah, D.
Yeah.
So would you say it's below Bakugan or a little higher than that? Would you
lot
say
higher than
No, it's higher than that. It's how about the top of D?
above Yashahime?
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
rather watch that than Yashahime.
True. Yeah.
Now, going from a trash show to a peak show.
Good work out there yesterday. You didn't manage to excavate all that much, but for most of you, it was the first time working solo, so that's to be expected. For next week, I'll have you set up at the same site 100 meters down to continue your work. Don't let your guard down.
Made in Abyss. Premieres Saturday at 1:30.
I'm really gonna go all out on my excavating today!
Only Toonami on Adult Swim. Deep in the 6th layer of the Abyss,
It was like something from another world.
Rico and her crew have struck gold.
The Golden City, where things that are beyond human live.
But the ruined city isn't what it appears.
Are those human body parts?
And the hollows that live nearby are guarding a horrible secret.
Wow, what is this place? It's kinda like a market.
Yes, at the market, human children garner the most value. You would have a very good value. For instance, your eyes, skin, or fat.
Come on, stop it!
We didn't know it yet. That people could never return from this area and maintain their human form.
Season 2 of Made in Abyss. Premieres Saturday at 12:30 a.m.
Time to run! Right now, guys!
Fear runs deep. Only Toonami on Adult Swim.
Sam's favorite show of all time, Made in Abyss.
Silver's favorite show too.
Yes, it is. Oh, too
It's
bad he's
one of
not
the
here.
best shows I never want to talk about with anybody.
Damn.
It's the most wholesome anime Toonami's ever aired.
Jesus.
Very
There
wholesome.
sure was a hole. And then some.
Oh my god. No, but I remember everyone was doing like, oh, it's gonna be so wholesome, it's so wholesome and all that, and like the first season came out and I was just like, ew, nasty, but I'm not horrified. And then because I learned I needed to see the movie, so I saw the movie. I saw the movie and I was horrified. And then season 2 came out and I was beyond horrified. But in all actuality, I think the best reaction was from Silver, who was so audibly disgusted when he was watching the movie that he hated Bondrew so much he started cursing him out in Spanish. Which is whenever he speaks Spanish, that's when we know he's pissed. And we poke fun at him now. We're like, "Hey, this is Silver's favorite show. Are you right? So are we right?" And then he's just like, "Yeah, depressed out of nowhere." I will say, aside from all that, I had a lot of I enjoyed Main Abyss a lot. There were some scenes that were hard to watch, but that's the whole point of it. And it's just like it's a show. It's not for everyone. Recently, a friend of mine, like a real life friend, told me he was watching it, and I was like, "Bro, I'm so sorry." And I say that not because it's a bad show, but because it's not for everyone, and you'll see why.
Made in Abyss will continue in a moment.
What are you crying about?
Well, you're crying too!
They took his father's life, and now they will face his wrath.
Come. I'll allow you to meet death like a warrior.
Shen Mo The Animation is coming up next.
How would y'all rank? How would y'all
I
rank?
love this. It's one of my favorite animes of last 10 years or something like that. It's a really, really, really good show. I put it an A. It's an A show.
How do y'all?
Yeah.
It's a very good show. How about right behind Kill a Kill?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It was also another rare get for Sentai, which is out of their usual, which is I said this a while ago, but I like sometimes I feel like Sentai needs to make an effort to get more outside of their usual grab bag of horny shows, because it's like they can sometimes get some good stuff like they Parasite, Main Abyss, recent Oshinoko. I'm watching that currently. I'm like 6 episodes in. That's also really good.
It is a very good show.
It is. Now next up,
1 point. This calls for a big celebration.
Sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to pass. I've got training this evening.
Father!
Ryo, stay back.
For the last time, where is the mirror?
I will never say.
You bastard!
What do you really know about your father's past?
You would be putting yourself in great danger.
Are you Ryo Hazuki?
I need to know why my father was killed.
You still don't understand the gravity of your situation.
If you choose to pursue this any further, I will be sure you suffer the same fate as your father.
Go home, kid.
You're that guy.
Yeah, so what if I am?
Bande is planning something, and he needs both mirrors to achieve it.
Get him, boys.
You are weak. You cannot beat me.
I will not lose to anyone. Not until I find the truth about my father and his death.
Shen Mo The Animation premieres February 5th at 12:30.
I knew getting involved with you was trouble.
An Adult Swim and Crunchyroll original.
another Toonami original, Shen Mo The Animation.
This had so much potential, and it just feels like it squandered it.
Yeah. Oh, it's like Shenmue 3 then.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
From what I'm told, it's actually a pretty good adaptation of the source material. Just
a little too faithful, like him exploring too much.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Not enough forklift.
Not enough forklift, no. But yeah, like that's the thing is okay, fine. It's been 20 years since the original game came out, but it's like, if I wanted to experience the exact same story, why wouldn't I just go play the game?
Exactly.
And the story is not really the reason people play Shenmue.
Yeah,
they don't.
Like if I was going to compare it to another recent, like,
design for I forget the character's name. What's her name?
What?
Oh, yeah.
The redhead?
Yeah.
Oh, Joy.
Joy.
Yeah.
You mean not Nami?
Not Nami.
Also voiced by Lucy Christian.
Yes. It's amazing how she's in all these originals, by the way. Oh, sorry.
I'm also a little disappointed with the dub. Like, granted, Shenmue's dub was never good to begin with, but I'm just kind of like, you mean to tell me, Adult Swim, you didn't want to pay the money to get the
No,
original
they
content?
didn't.
Hey, at least it's not Ninja Kamui's dub, but we'll get there.
Ninja Kamui has a better dub than this.
Ooh. Ooh.
But yeah,
not by a big margin, but
like I guess the thing like I look at is, if you compare it to another relatively recent video game adaptation, Nier Automata's anime, like that's doing stuff that the game did, but it's also doing things differently enough, which granted part of that is almost certainly Yoko Taro being, his usual crazy self of like, oh, this is just another ending, or another storyline for the same storyline as the game. It's all canon to itself. Like, so, there is that aspect that probably gives that a leg up, but like, that's kind of what I mean when it's like, don't just give me the exact same thing. At least try and do something different with it.
The Cyberpunk anime Edge Runners, that's who am I? Like, if you have not seen that, like,
That's a gold standard of how to do a video
yeah,
game show.
it's a prequel.
That and Arcane.
It's a prequel.
Yeah, like ties into the game, but like does its own thing.
But so where would we rank Shenmue? Would we say C or D? Would this be higher than Black Lotus or lower? Would you say it's better than Fina also?
Some people would say it's better than Fina. I don't think so.
I disagree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd keep Fina higher than that.
Fina was way more ambitious and also way nicer looking.
Also, the animation Shenmue animation.
Fina was a victim of circumstance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say it's higher than Black Lotus?
Yo, easily.
Yeah, it's better than Black Lotus. Yeah.
Well,
Above Final Act or below it, or just bottom C in general?
How about
It's hard to decide.
Put it after Blue Sub.
Yeah.
After Blue Submarine. Gotcha. Next up.
奴は君の体と共にあの中へ消えた。僕の体。
As we begin to celebrate 25 years since the first Toonami broadcast, get ready for Cosmo Samurai 2, a 4-part Toonami event starting next Saturday at 1, only Toonami on Adult Swim.
The next Toonami Total Immersion event, the sequel to Cosmo Samurai 2. I'm going to be honest, I did not enjoy this as much as the first one. It literally did all the opposites of the first one. All of a sudden, we did like a goofy, romp about like Space Samurai helping Tom get Sarah back, and now we're gonna make it all super gritty and say that they were actually time travelers trying to stop an apocalypse because everyone dies and all that. And it's just like, what's going on? Oh, and also Tom was the one that killed everyone. Apparently, it was like Tom corrupted or something. Like, what the heck was going on there?
Yeah, I didn't think it was as good as the first one.
Like, I just because the first one I liked a lot because it was just goofy and silly and it was not taking itself seriously, while the other one just took itself seriously.
Yes, it was rather confusing.
Yeah, so I would say C tier. Like, or do you think it would be lower?
Okay. Yeah, you could do C tier.
Or do you just want it to be underneath the first one?
Nah, there should be a significant margin.
Yeah, there's definitely a gap between them.
Would you say?
Hell, if you want a good example of the general consensus on it, the first one on the Toonami wiki has all 4 episodes described. The second one, whoever was writing the article only bothered to write the synopsis of the first 2, and then gave up and just put the air dates for 3 and 4.
Wow.
Right next to King Star King.
Next to King Star King. Where did we have King Star King again?
Yeah, I know.
Sandwell. You were almost there.
Oh, there it is. All right.
Yeah.
And we move to another Total Immersion event.
25 years in the making. A 2-part Toonami Total Immersion event.
No way.
The return next Saturday at midnight, only Toonami on Adult Swim.
This was a short one, only a 2-parter. It was meant to celebrate 25 years of Toonami, and it brought back the original Absolution ship and more time travel bullshit. The return.
This could have been just 1 part, and we could have been done with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a whole lot of nothing, but I do like the ship.
I mean, yeah, it's the first Absolution.
Yes, but...
And we've had this bumper style ever since.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
over 2 years.
So
at least they settled on something that's not difficult to stare at.
Right.
And easy to make stuff for, too. Because it's all 2D and not like 3D, like tube style.
Yeah.
So where would you want to rank the return? Because I'm just indifferent to it. Because I mean, all it did was just put Time and Sarah on a ship and blast out of here, blast
It's
out of
not
the
as
forge.
good as Intruder 3, I guess. So maybe right next to that.
Next to Intruder 3.
Yeah.
All right. So then with this, we are in our current era of Toonami and just not even, we're almost there. So next up,
The world's #1 thief and the world's most famous detective go head to head.
Holmes, please calm down. I'll hunt him down. There he is. Lupon the Third.
If Lupon can't clear his name, he'll never get his paws on the Raven's treasure.
We've got a bit of a problem on our hands.
Lupon the Third, Part 6, premieres next Saturday at 1:30 a.m. Only Toonami on Adult Swim.
another Lupon series, Lupon the Third, Part 6. From what I hear, it's not as good as 4 and 5. But Logan, is that correct? Or
So I actually haven't finished it.
Ooh.
And this is purely petty reasons on my part, but I was a little miffed when a certain rival company managed to get the license instead of us. So yeah, that was
strange.
like I said, that's purely petty reasoning on my part. But yeah, I was a little disappointed by
I bet
that.
you're really salty about the Lupon prequel.
Lupon Zero.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because at least Part 6 has a dub. The fact that they didn't even bother to dub Zero is really disappointing, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, what I have seen of it, the biggest problem I have with Part 6 is it kind of goes to show why it took so long after Lupon Part 3 for them to even go back to doing TV episodes, and they were just doing the specials. They've kind of worn it out a little bit, and I think they just need to go back to doing the specials and maybe not look at doing another TV show. I mean, Lupon Zero was fine because it was only 6 episodes, but I think they just need to stick to the specials for a while and just let Lupon have a bit of a break, because you push it too hard and you get franchise fatigue too easily.
Yeah. I don't feel it's significantly worse than the other two, but maybe it shouldn't be right next to them.
The other two were in A, right? So would you want them in B?
Yeah, put Part 6 in B. How about...
Yeah, maybe right around IGPX.
Yeah. Yeah, right after Bobobo.
Yeah. Like I said, I haven't seen all of Part 6, but what I have seen, that's about where I'd probably put it.
No, wait. I definitely like IGPX and Alternative more.
Okay, so
put it after Alternative.
All right. We move on to another Toonami original series, aka another disappointing series.
Kurosaki was an ordinary seaside town.
Morning.
Until they showed up.
Oh my God.
Now, an ancient evil has awakened. And for Kime and Yuri, the nightmare is just beginning.
This is much worse than I had imagined.
This place, it gives me the creeps.
Don't miss the Toonami original, Housing Complex C. Premieres Saturday, October 1st at midnight. Next day on HBO Max.
Housing Complex C.
Hey, look, we got a horror anime before Uzumaki.
It was kind of like, oh well, we can't play Uzumaki yet, so let's make this thing.
with with like the most confusing as hell story, which doesn't
I
really
will
end
say like more.
satisfyingly.
I will say like when you rewatch it, it makes more sense. But on a one watch, you're just like, what the fuck is this? And even still, like even multiple watches, like I've watched the series 3 times, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this show? What is it trying to do? Is it trying to be scary? Because it's not really that scary.
Mm. And another thing too is that like, look, I'm not like a stickler for animation stuff like that, but like, show doesn't
Oh,
look
I think the
great.
show looks.
It does not
No,
look
it show's
great.
pretty fucking ugly.
It's pretty choppy.
And the thing too is that like, because I didn't really notice this when it aired, but like then Adult Swim had that YouTube stream, like that 24/7 Toonami YouTube stream, and the first episode was on that. And when I look at it, I'm like, damn, this really did not look, because the opening is what stuck out to me. That's when I really looked at it. I'm like, damn, this looks pretty ugly. And like, I don't know the name of the studio, but like, this was their first like TV anime. Because like before then, all they did was like video game cutscenes and things like that. And
Some pretty ugly CGI.
Ugly character designs too. Like I just.
They were just really generic.
The thing that made me laugh about the studio that did this is their name is Akatsuki, which is Japanese for dawn or daybreak. And all I could think of when I heard the studio name after I saw the show was, hey, Mom, can we animate a show by sunrise? No, we have sunrise at home, and it's this studio.
Oh my god. So would you say Housing Complex is better or worse than Black Lotus?
I'd say it's a bit better.
Yeah.
Like slightly better, but that's like comparing like a wet dog turd to a dry dog turd. Like,
so that's all the Toonami originals then.
It's true.
Low
how
C?
about Low C? Better or worse than Shenmue?
I put it below Shenmue.
I think I probably would too.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, below Shenmue it is, above the Power Rangers show. I mean, the Transformers shows. Next up.
I have found it.
The souls of Melinda, the powerful sorceress, Edred, the warrior elf, and Seng, the cosmic monk, are reborn throughout time.
Who are you?
I am you.
To face an ultimate evil. This is Copernicus. I have brought him from the future. It will command your souls to return, but this reawakening may prove to be their last.
What did you do to me?
She has powers. She might be the evil we've been fighting against.
From the mind of Gendy Tartakovsky comes a new animated series, a lifetime in the making. Unicorn Warriors Eternal, premiering May 4th at midnight on Adult Swim. We have the blessing of the magic realm.
Another Gendy Tartakovsky creation, Unicorn Warriors Eternal. This was also the start of like them announcing a bunch of shows that they would promise be on Cartoon Network, and then for some reason they switched it to Adult Swim. This was one of them.
Fine.
It's good.
Honestly,
I enjoyed it.
It's probably one of the weaker Gendy shows, in my opinion. It's still a good show.
It's easily the weakest Gendy show.
I was confused by the end. I was like, what the hell's going on here?
If it gets more episodes, I'll be there for them. But as far as we know, this is it for right now.
Yeah.
It would be generous to give this a B. I'm thinking C.
Yeah, I'd say C. Like, I like it. It's a good show. I just don't think it's really a great show.
Mm-hmm. Would you say it's better than the Batman, or Beware the Batman, or worse?
Below Beware the Batman.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
I think it's better than Genlock.
Yeah.
And Thundercats.
Mm-hmm. And next up.
I can do this. I'm gonna hide my powers and be a normal man having a normal day. Hang on. Starting now.
Don't. Everyone thinks they know the Man of Steel. But you've never seen the son of Jor-El like this before.
Who am I?
What was that?
Superman! I'd like to interview you for the Daily Planet.
Sorry, no comment.
Lois, these are the new interns. I want you to show them the ropes and get...
They can help me with the story.
If we break this, we'll become real reporters.
This is the story of the century! Who is Superman?
Lois, I know what Superman is.
Huh.
You think he's a plane?
It kinda looks like a bird.
My Adventures with Superman. 2-episode series premiere. Thursday, July 6th at midnight on Adult Swim. Next day on Max.
Who the heck are you?
Stay away from my friends.
Lois, Jimmy, and the Man of Steel are back. Just 3 best friends living their best lives.
Let's just go with my plan.
Well, what's your...
Battling the worst supervillains in the universe.
With this many toys to play with, we can finally take out Superman.
What's your name?
Lex Luthor.
You have no idea what you're up against.
Superman saves us from threats. Ever since that alien showed up, Metropolis has been a parade of freaks and destruction.
I will take what is rightfully mine and rebuild the Kryptonian Empire.
Run! Get out of here!
Did you think it would be that easy?
My Adventures with Superman Season 2 premieres May 25th from midnight to 1 a.m. on Toonami. Next day on Max.
I'm not alone.
Heroes unite.
We're moving into this year, or technically, well, this is last year, but like, yeah, it's been less than a year. First up, or next up, My Adventures with Superman, the current iteration of Superman. We're currently halfway through season 2 at the time of this video. I really love this series a lot. Like, I don't want to say love, but like, I am having a lot of fun with it. I enjoy it a lot. And I'm not even like that well knowledgeable on Superman, but like I love the first season a lot. And the second season I'm having a lot of fun with too, but it's still too early to, judge it because it's not done yet. But how do y'all feel on My Adventures with Superman?
I really like My Adventures with Superman. It's a good show.
Me too.
It's the second animated series of Superman ever, which is wild for all the Superman content out there in the world.
That's not true. There was the Filmation New Adventures of Superman and
Well,
Superboy
I'm just talking about standalone Superman TV series that were animated.
Animated by
it's like the third.
Animated by Studio Mirror of The Legend of Korra.
There was things before Superman the animated series.
Yeah, like the Flesher shorts.
Yeah, but I mean a TV series. But
Super Friends, if we count that.
Yeah.
So
but there was that Filmation show.
So
I did
anyway,
not know that. So
also just want to say, like, Kara Supergirl in this show is so freaking adorable. Oh my god, she's it's just every time she's on screen, she's just so freaking cute. I'm sorry, I had to say that. But oh my god,
I like Jack Quaid as Superman. I mean, I like
great.
Jack Quaid in general, but he brings such a great energy to the character.
And Alice Lee as Lois is.
So where would you want to rank this? It's technically not even finished, but like, you think they're gonna tank its reputation in the last 3 episodes of season 2?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Let's hope not, because there's gonna be a third.
Oh yeah. So would you say B or A?
A.
I'd go A based on
That's
what we've
an A,
got so
yeah.
far. Yeah.
How about Behind Big O?
Behind Big O?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree there.
All right. And now
The people who live here never think about the future. There won't be any more customers. We're under martial law. After dealing with destruction for too many times to count, the adults have lost all hope.
If you ask me, we would be better off just flattening the whole planet.
And that has been passed down to us.
My brother is a lost cause. His brain is messed up from all the drinking.
The steam from that stupid plant fries the brains of humans too. And as far as hope goes, that light is all we have. The people left don't have the kind of money needed to get on that rocket.
I'm sorry for keeping you waiting.
You're still gonna stand there and act like everything is normal? What is happening? You know what? I'm gonna do things my style. See you later, old man. I finally found you.
A siren?
What's going on?
Welcome back.
What is that?
Hang on tight. Stand back! You did something!
Did I now? For you.
No, I can't accept this.
Just use it, okay? So you can protect the ones you love.
The ones that I love?
In that moment, as my heart was pounding in my chest, I thought, is this what hope feels like?
Arigato.
We used to say Progressive was the worst of the Fooly Cooly sequels. And then this one came out. Fooly Cooly Grunge. And I just like it's also funny because like they never specified the episode count for the season, so we're all just assuming it's gonna be 6 each like last time. And then just out of nowhere,
the biggest rug pull.
Out of nowhere, they just come up like
Fooly Cooly Shoegaze starts in 2 weeks. What?
I'm sorry. What?
It turns out they're 3 episodes, so we just saw 2 out of the 3.
And I love how at first it was like, oh, they're just going to double up on Fooly Cooly. Nope.
Nah.
No.
God.
I will say, I do think that the art style looks good.
Yes.
I think it works aesthetically.
Fine.
There were some moments that looked neat.
The CGI isn't that bad, but it's still not good.
Yeah.
It's
like if you did a different show with it.
Just this year, I watched Trigun Stampede, and I can immediately say to you that Trigun Stampede stomps all over Fooly Cooly Grunge. 100%. It's
in terms of like CG animation.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that you could, if it were used for something else, it would be fine. Like I don't really have a problem with it in general, but yeah, it's just one of those things where it's a component of something that's all just a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was you had the Thing from Fantastic Four. You had Eyebrows from season 1 who does nothing.
They did Amoroso dirty.
It's just like, what's going on here? Oh my god. So would you all say this is an F tier, or do you want to be generous and give it low D?
No, it's a D.
Yeah, I don't agree.
I don't think it's egregiously worse than Black Lotus, and maybe above Yashihime.
So next to Black Lotus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, on the opposite side,
Fooly Cooly Grunge is still going strong. And while we hope you're enjoying it, the beat doesn't stop there.
The gears that are in charge of our destiny are starting to turn!
We've got even more Fooly Cooly headed your way. Don't miss the premiere of Shoegaze, September 30th at midnight.
Ever since we got here, my heart's been pounding and my head feels like it's gonna...
Only Toonami on Adult Swim.
There's something wrong with this whole world. Everything that's happened, it's all because of that tower. That's why none of this is my fault.
These two match the description of the trespassers seen climbing the emergency stairs described in the police report.
All that panting is turning me on. Do you need me to carry you like a princess?
Harumi Araisho. Nothing she did or said was anything close to normal.
Open your mouth.
Maybe that just means we're kindred spirits.
We're looking into any connection those two may have with him.
Who do you mean by them?
Medical Mechanica. What do you mean, who?
Hate to break it to you, but trespassing is a criminal offense, buddy.
We're conducting an investigation, not trespassing.
Attention, criminals! Put down your weapons and you'll be allowed to surrender. Don't you worry. No one's gonna stop us.
There's something at the end of this path. I just know it. It's there. It has to be.
Time to set your heart ablaze.
EM pulse from an NO detected.
Are you trying to ruin everything? By ruin, do you mean blowing up the whole city? Not just the city, the entire planet might...
That's right, Masaki Aofuji. Your sexual energy will open the doorway to a brand new world!
Goody goody!
Fooly Cooly Shoegaze premieres tonight at midnight on Toonami. Next day on Max.
Boring ass adults like you are the absolute worst!
We have a good sequel, Fooly Cooly Shoegaze, which is a sequel to Alternative. And Alternative was the better of the two original sequels. So I really like this because it pretty much showed Kana like years later. Pretty much she's still damaged from Alternative, and then you got these two lovebirds climbing the tower. And shit just got fucked apparently, thanks to Kana doing something from Alternative. I would say this is about on the same level as Alternative. But how do y'all feel about it?
Better than Alternative.
Better than Alternative.
Yeah, I think actually
I
it
like
is
it
more ambitious than Alternative.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Considering the episode count, like considering they only had 3 episodes to work with, I think what they managed to accomplish was really, really good. I do have a complaint of like maybe there should have been like 4 episodes, or maybe they should have just focused on this and have it be 6 episodes and that's it for Fooly Cooly. But for what they managed to do,
That's what they should have done. Although, yeah, because like it's also crazy too that we have a show called Fooly Cooly, but you don't have the character that defines Fooly Cooly. So
I think that's fine.
And I was so like set, like, oh, she's gonna show up in the end. She's probably gonna have a cameo or something. Nope, she doesn't show up at all.
No.
So would you say? So would you say on the same tier as Alternative, just above it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did I?
Where
did I have Alternative again?
Alternative is below.
Toward the top of B.
Oh yeah, here we go. Above Alternative, behind IGPX. And we are in the final stretch. We got 3 left this year. So, next up.
Mika. Chisato isn't there yet?
She should be here soon, but Licorice is in danger.
Headquarters, please give us permission to fire.
No, I'd like to capture the dealer alive.
Takina! You could have killed Erica.
She's still alive, isn't she? A transfer notice?
Ignoring your orders ruined the operation. There will also be another Licorice at your new assignment.
Nice to meet you, partner! Oh, you're one of those transfers. You must have skills.
Don't let her cheeky demeanor fool you. She's top tier.
They may not see eye to eye,
Don't get too reckless. Let's value people's lives.
but together they'll learn there's more to life
Let's go.
than just pulling the trigger.
You got any questions? Too many to count.
Licorice Recoil premieres next Saturday at 1 a.m. Cute girls with guns. Only Tunami on Adult Swim.
Licorice Recoil. I had a lot of fun with this. I really loved the show a lot, and I just remember watching it, and because I also knew like going into it that like it's essentially a Yuri show, but like it has its fans, and apparently they were excited to see it on Toonami because that meant more eyes could be on it because the show isn't really popular. So I watched it and I had a lot of fun with it, and I would like to see more, like another season or something. But at the moment, we don't have any of that. How do y'all feel on Licorice Recoil?
I like
This
it.
show
It's
surprised
fine,
me.
though.
Yeah, it's very good.
It's a good show.
Yeah,
Great
man.
character dynamics.
I will
Really,
say, like, I don't
really
think it
cool.
does anything that different, or like it's not that like. How do I put this? I think what it does very well. It's a fun action show, and it has good characters and good moments. I just don't think it really goes beyond good.
Personally, for me, I had a lot of fun with it. If it was up to me, I'd probably put it maybe high B, low A. How do y'all feel on that?
I think low A.
Low A?
Yeah. Yeah.
Low A. So, would you want to put it
But
above the ties or?
yeah, above the ties. Yeah, put it
Above?
above Megalobox.
Yeah. But yeah. Now.
Well, it's been 24 hours since he was pronounced dead. Seriously think this dude came back to life?
Maybe he's not even human anymore.
Can you remember who broke into your home and attacked your family?
They killed my family. Now I'm going to hunt down every last one of them and make them pay.
You plan on murdering them all?
You are about to be dropped into the pits of hell. Where you'll hear the sound of skin being peeled off, bones being shattered, and spines ripped out whole.
What the hell is going on here?
Don't get involved in this investigation any further.
Definitely something shady going on with this case.
How's up? They have the FBI in their pocket. And now they're wanting me to back off.
My guess is that ninjas are the ones behind it all.
If this is all true, then we got a real nightmare in our hands.
We cannot afford our existence ever coming to life. I'm going to kill Yamaji and make sure everyone else gets what they deserve. Find them at all costs. Yamaji! And tear their hearts out.
From acclaimed director Sung-Hoo Park comes a new original anime.
Even in oblivion, you'll tremble in fear of the Oni that lie beyond.
Ninja Kamui. New series premieres February 10th at midnight on Adult Swim. Next day on Max.
One that Sam was looking forward to talking about.
Oh boy.
You want to talk about disappointing Toonami originals? Look no further than Ninja Kamui.
Oh.
They had such a
So
strong
we're all
start.
next after this, right?
I got things to say, but I'm gonna let Sam cook.
Oh my god. Okay, so here's the thing. I watched the beginning parts of the show when it was like still new. I'm like, okay, all right. And then after episode 5, it just starts falling the fuck apart, and I'm like, what the fuck are you trying to do?
Yeah,
It seems like a trend with these Toonami originals.
I don't get what they're going for. I don't understand what the tone is supposed to be. I don't like the character. Don't like is a strong word. I don't care about these characters. They don't give me enough reasons to care about these characters. I
Exactly.
don't care about anything that's going on in terms of the plot. Like Jason Marco brought up on Twitter or something like the influence for the show was old school violent anime, like Ninja Scroll, the movie. I don't see it. I don't fucking see it at all.
Nah.
Like
You really didn't do it.
What killed me was that the trailer looked so promising, and then like Silver pointed out after episode 5 aired that we just saw everything that was in the trailers. So what's after that? CG, a whole lot of CG, and we were quick to realize that they intentionally marketed this show with only the first few episodes because they knew the rest wasn't going to be good. And I brought this up in our podcast episode, but that last fight was the worst, the absolute worst. It was a Dreamcast cutscene.
Oh my god! You hear the Dreamcast disc just spinning in a little disc and was
like It literally, if you watch the episode, they literally do that thing to where like, oh, they're talking before the fight, and then they're like, we're bringing all of this to an end, and then it cut to black for like 2 seconds, and then the fight happened, and that literally, to me, that looked as if you were transitioning from a cutscene to gameplay. Like,
Yeah.
that's literally what it like. I want to edit in one of these days, just like quick time events over it. You know how like you got like you press X at this time, oh you failed, you get hit. Oh my god.
I think the sad thing for me is that that final fight is truly trying to be like the most epic fight ever, and it just comes off completely pathetic because the CGI is terrible and the overall direction of that scene is terrible, and also the build up to it is awful.
The way he wins is also just an ass pull. Like out of nowhere, he can just use Zai's technique, which is supposedly every ninja has their own technique. So why, and they can't share them. So how is he able to all of a sudden use it? Like that makes no sense.
I will give the show this. There are genuine good moments. And even like later in the series, like there are some moments where it's like, okay, I can see what you're doing. This could be like dumb fun. Like the episode 11, I think was like the penultimate fight with Zai, I think.
That was
That
good.
episode was that was amazing. That was a great like highlight of the season.
Uh,
But then you get into more CGI mechs, and then it just becomes a mess. And then again, I don't care about these characters because there's not enough characters to actually for me to latch on to, and the action is just kind of whatever. And it's just, I really wanted to like this show, but it just falls apart in every like conceivable way, and it's just disappointing to me. And I think that's the best word to describe it. It's like it's disappointing.
Because like,
And just think, in theory, there could be a second season, maybe, possibly.
and Silver will have to make more thumbnails. We keep ragging on Silver because him making graphics for the show was a nightmare, and he hates the show so much because of that. Because he had to rewatch it like 4 times. So we keep joking that season 2's happening, and that means hey, you got to make more thumbnails. Oh my god! Like the Ninja Kamui, it's not the worst of the originals, but it is the most disappointing because it had such a strong start and it just fell so flat. It like at one point it was on everyone's radar because you had more than just Toonami audience watching. You had internet influencers. You had like a lot of people watching the show, and then it just fell apart. And it's just. So
I think it's funny because when I was writing my review of Ninja Kamui, I think I wanted to type in Zai or to see if a blue mech was his, and the first thing that popped up was a Reddit post saying, "Is it just me or is it the mechs that kind of ruined Ninja Kamui or something like that?" And I'm like, yeah, that kind of really describes everyone's feelings. The moment they introduced the mechs, that's when everything really fell apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, with me, when it first aired, I was like, man, this not only that Toonami may have gotten hit, this could end up being one of Toonami's flagship shows if they kept committed to it. And then now I have egg on my face because now when they introduced the mechs, it's like, what are y'all doing? It's like y'all had a good story in the first few episodes. You just could just stick to that. And the whole switch to the CGI mechs just ruined the flow. It just ruined the whole formula.
So, where would you all rank this show? Would you say it's better than Black Lotus and Fully Cooley Grunge? Yeah, would you say it's better than Shenmue or Fena?
Here's the thing, it's just like, I at least get the vision for what Ninja Kamui's trying to do, it just falls apart. I don't get the vision for Grunge at all, and Black Lotus is just garbage. It's trash.
I think the first few episodes carries it to be better than Black Lotus and Grunge.
The first few episodes were great. It was everything else that sucked.
Yeah.
So
well, even
I guess,
then, it still had some moments, but
So
really lost its ninja way.
So I guess a high C then, or
maybe do a high C. How do we feel it compares to Fina?
Like I said, I think Fina was good, but it was a victim of circumstance. So, that's what kind of hurt that. Whereas Ninja Kamui, like, it doesn't feel like it was a victim of circumstance. It was just a victim of its production decisions.
So
I'd probably put it below Fina myself.
You want to have it like right next to Fina, like this, like, or
right below Fina.
Yeah, I think that's probably okay.
All right, everyone. I know this took like 5-6 hours. My recording timer is on like 4 hours now, and that's only because I made 2 different recordings. We are finally at the last show of this, and one of my personal favorites. I'm happy to leave it off at this.
Is this harassment? Are you harassing a superior? Quit wasting my time by slacking off!
Akira Tendo's thankless job was killing him.
If I'm so miserable, why do I keep getting up and coming to work? Oh well, I don't care anymore.
Until the day the world went nuts.
What's going on? Zombies? I mean, those people are zombies, right? What do I do? If this keeps up, I'm gonna be late for work!
Wait, so... is this man... that... starting today... I don't have to go to work anymore?
Now he's on a mission to do all the things he always dreamed of. If he can stay alive long enough to enjoy them. Zom 100, Bucket List of the Dead. Premieres next Saturday at 12:30.
Blue skies, green trees, bright red blood! I'd forgotten the world was so beautiful. Who cares if there's zombies chasing me? I'm just happy to have a day off from work!
Only Tunami on Adult Swim.
Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead. It is one of my favorite series of all time. Logan earlier when we were talking about Dead Man Wonderland mentioned that you got those shows that all they really are meant to do is just drive sales of the manga and all that. And I said, yeah, I have a feeling with that. What another show we'll get to. It was this show. So I love Zom 100 so much, but that's also because I read the manga. And I don't know if you all watched Zom 100 when it was being simulcasted, but it sucked. It kept getting delayed, like to the point that they couldn't even stick to the new schedule they made. It was so unfinished that the opening animation wasn't done until episode 9, and then after episode 9, the show went on an indefinite hiatus until it got a 3-episode burnout on Christmas Day. It was not good. And after reading the manga, I hate that they did this because the story is genuinely great and I would have liked to have seen it continue, but unfortunately we're not that lucky. But yet again, I'm going to judge it based on season 1 alone. And season 1 alone is good. I'm not going to say that it is terrible. It is great. I mean, at the time of this recording, we still have yet to see the last one, but I mean, season 1 is great. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that if you were there last year trying to watch the show as it was coming out, it was a nightmare and it was hell. Which, in my opinion, I feel like that hurt the show's reach so bad, which is why I was so freaking head over heels that Toonami got it, because that meant more people could watch this great show. I don't think it's going to get a season 2, unfortunately, because when the 3-episode drop happened, all the staff were posting their posting their thank yous, and every single one of them was just saying their adventures continue in the manga. Go read the manga to read the rest, which is PR speak for season 2. Yeah, because the studio animating Zom 100 is new. Like this is literally their first TV anime, and yeah, considering all the delays, uh, like in my opinion, the entire show should have just been delayed because it was a summer 2023 simulcast. It should have been winter 2024. At the like, but the show itself is great. I love the story a lot, and I relate a lot to the main character Akira, which is why I love the show so much because I kind of have the same mentality as him in the first episode when you work at a dead end job and you just want something like a zombie apocalypse to come, so you don't even have to go to work. Like, and there's more to it than just that. But like, I implore you, read the manga. Just read the manga. It's fucking great. But yeah, I'm gonna stop talking now. How do y'all feel about it?
I like it. It's good. I mean, it's almost certainly going to suffer the same thing as Dead Man Wonderland in that it's like it's going to come to the end of the season and then yeah, it's going to be like, oh, it'd be really great to see another season of this, but it's just probably not going to happen, and that's a bummer. But it is what it is. Obviously,
Yeah.
not the first time it's happened. Probably won't be the last.
Yeah.
Pretty
much.
Yeah.
It's a very enjoyable show. It's got a great mix of really high octane action adventure comedy and some heartfelt moments that you'd think that it wouldn't quite work all those different pieces, but it pulls it off.
It does. That's what I love about it. What about you, JP, Sam?
Same. I love the show. What you said about how it's relatable, I think it can speak to everybody who deals with like bullshit jobs and dealing with the bullshit boss and all this, and you just want like something like a zombie apocalypse to just help you escape from all that. And it's a very it was a very surprising show. I like it. I think it's deserving an A rank at best.
I feel the same way. Like if it was up to me with knowing the manga and all that, I'd put in S, but I'm not going to do that because like I'm judging this based off season 1 alone. Sam, you didn't watch Zom 100, right?
Nope.
You should get on it. You're over here watching Blood Blockade Battlefront and not Zom 100. What's wrong with you?
I learned. Blood Blockade Battlefront's awesome. Toonami should run that.
It is, and yes, they should.
So okay,
darn you, Crunchyroll.
So A rank, where would y'all think it go? Like high or low? Like
maybe like low A.
Maybe around like with Dead Man Wonderland, kind of.
Yeah,
maybe just ahead of Dead Man.
Yeah,
I'd put it above Dead Man. Yeah, I mean, because like it's really good. It's just that it's just like Dead Man. We'll never get a second season.
But at least it doesn't like hurt as much as Dead Man.
Yeah. And that, everyone, that is the entire list. We finally did it. After like, I want to say 8 hours, because I'm counting this and the last one we did. We have finally done it. Do y'all want to do a bit of some cleanup though? Because I know Sketch was kind of iffy on like certain shows.
I kind of want to go and try to eat some dinner.
Okay.
I mean, now there's so many shows in the A rank that I don't think we have too many in the S. So
I just felt like we needed to get more into A to sort of make it feel a little more balanced.
Mm-hmm. And we definitely put a lot more in A.
Yep. Hold on, I'm just trying to save it so that I could save the image and then send it to y'all. Download image. Okay, save. But oops. I just want to once again thank everyone because this was my 1K subscriber special, and yet again, just thank you that I'm even at 1K. And even, I mean, I know just because like I do like a lot of Toonami like archiving now, but like I do want to do some more original stuff, and I hopefully when this video comes out, I will have something at the end of this because I am planning on making something to put at the end of this. But I want, and guys, once again, thank you all for being here, by the way. I just, because this was such a nightmare to try and get together, and I am just, at the very least, I'm happy that I was finally able to get this done. You know, and finally happy that I was able to get this list made. But once again, because I'm still recording, once again, thank you guys so much for yet again, like staying on here for God knows how long to watch us rank this entire thing. And hopefully, when the final video comes out, it's something that I'm proud of. That remains to be seen. But thank you guys once again. Have a good one.
Sarah, the ship is moving. We're pulling away from the forge.
The intergalactic broadcast vessel is embarking on its mission. It's been hard-coded into the Navicomputer, and its call sign's been changed to the Absolution Mark 14.
Wait, did you say intergalactic broadcast vessel? Well, in that case, let's roll the dice and get back to doing what we do best.
That's the most Tom thing you've said all day.
I still love this job.